I met Mr. and Mrs. Pemberton this past week in downtown Amherst. I was walking through the green in the middle of Amherst Center, soaking in one of the early days of spring with a friend, when I noticed the elderly pair doing some light landscaping outside of the beautiful Grace Episcopal Church, and decided to introduce myself and ask if I could photograph them fixing up the plants outside of the church. Upon meeting the couple, Mrs. Pemberton told me right off the bat that they had been married for 40-something years. I later found out that that actual number was 44 very happy years. The Pembertons live in Pelham, Massachusetts, but are very familiar with Amherst because they used to live here. They are both active worshipers and staff members at the Grace Episcopal Church and volunteer time out of their week to help with the upkeep of the church, particularly the flowers, plants, and landscaping surrounding the area. When I got there, they were in the middle of putting in some new flowers in front of the church along with other little spring cleanup tasks. We talked about their involvement in the church for a bit, and they encouraged me to attend a service if I ever get the chance. It seemed as though the church is always very welcoming of visitors, and I would love to get to go inside and attend a mass during my time here in Amherst. I learned a lot about the Pembertons, a charming and actually pretty comical couple who were extremely friendly and upbeat. They were very sweet and told me all about their family, which they are clearly very proud of. The way they spoke of their grandchildren reminded me of the way my own grandparents talk about their children and grandkids. The Pembertons have 6 successful children along with 12 grandchildren, whom they adore. Mr. Pemberton told us about their twins, how the girl went off to work for the Human Resources Department at the Olympic Games, while the boy, jealous of his sister's success, moved out to Colorado, where he now lives with his family and is doing very well as a businessman. They also have another daughter out in Colorado working as a teacher. He also brought up how it happened to be Election Day and told us about his son-in-law who is currently running as a Republican candidate for the Senate. Because the Pembertons are lifelong Democrats, they were torn when it came to deciding if they should vote for their son-in-law, but instead decided to not vote in this particular election to avoid any conflict. Mr. Pemberton explained that he wishes there were more Republicans like his son-in-law Dan, but that he could not stand to see another Republican in office during his lifetime. He went on to tell me about his other children who were scattered throughout Massachusetts and New York. As the couple started to pack up and get ready to head home, they invited me to come watch their granddaughter's performance during a recital being held in the center of town on Sunday night. Apparently, the family's success continues throughout the younger generations as well. Their granddaughter is an astounding violinist who has already performed in concert halls around New England. I was honored that the Pembertons were thoughtful enough to invite me to share this moment with them. As they headed down the sidewalk to their car, they told me to get there early and bring your friends. I plan to attend the recital on Sunday as a way of thanking the Pembertons for giving me a little insight into their lives, as well as letting me take pictures of them volunteering at the Grace Episcopal Church.